Okay, so welcome back here at DataStax Accelerate here in DC. And for this session, I'm with Patrick and Alice. I will ask you to introduce yourself, but ladies first.
From DataStax, this is the Distributed Data Show.
Ladies first, okay. So I'm Alice, I'm a principal architect in the EMEA professional services team. And basically what I do working alongside with the other solution architects is going to customers and making sure that they are successful with their DSC implementation. So whatever that takes, we'll make sure that everyone is happy.
Okay, I trust you. You're the expert, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, you are.
So yeah, that's all.
So I'm Patrick Callaghan. I'm part of what's called the Vanguard team. So it's technical pre-sales. So I do a lot of marketing, advocating, technical resource. So I work in EMEA with Alice. We've been here at DataStax quite a few years now.
Yeah.
So and it's great to be back here in the US at a proper Cassandra summit.
Oh, well,
There you go.
that's totally true. So we're all based in EMEA and we will take over the USA this time.
Yeah.
So we also all speakers. I wear my jacket, you don't. You already did your talk. So what was your talk about and how did it go?
Well, we think it went really well. There was a lot of people there. We were focusing on Timeseries at scale. So I think more and more now we're looking at bigger implementations now, and I think with the kind of emergence of IoT and 5G and all the sensors and smart cities, we're going to have this real challenge of data management at scale, where we're talking hundreds of terabytes, maybe even petabytes. So we need strategies to not just to store the data, but be able to retrieve it, and have good performance, not just today, but 6 months, 6 years, 10 years down the line. We need to think about strategies and design and architecture now, so that we can fulfill that challenge in the years to come.
Yeah, it's all about the data model. So did you get any huge crowd, good questions in the end?
Yeah, it was actually really, really good to present and just see the level of interest in time series. Because one of the points that we've made was when people think about time series, usually it's IoT. You think, okay, maybe IoT data and my smartphone and everything, which is definitely part of it and one of the great types of use cases. But you have a lot more to it, because time series is effectively anything that has got a time element to it, anything that is some kind of event that happened at a certain point and is immutable.
Yep.
So you can imagine how many different use cases you can have with that.
I think everything in the nature can have
Exactly.
some info that you could record any point of time.
Exactly. So you track activity, you track sensor data, you track monitoring, all sorts of things. And so in the room there were people from all sorts of sectors, telecommunications, for example, they asked some questions as well. So it was some financial exchange, I think developers as well. And it was interesting to see how they really related to the challenges that we explained, and they were really curious to understand how the solution would work. So I think it was kind of thought-provoking, which was the point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like you're pretty happy about it.
Yeah, it was really great to co-presenting because it was like a double act, and I was shorter than the lectern, so people couldn't really see me anymore.
really?
Like, there is a talking lectern there. Okay, but
Yeah.
next time I will take the Rhino and sit
It's
it
my
on top.
voice off,
Yeah.
It's a narrator.
It's just little eyes.
Exactly. It was really good.
Yeah. And what about the conference overall? Did you meet some pretty technical guys in the corridors at lunch? Did you meet interesting guy?
Yeah, it's been great. It's it's very developer focused. There's a lot of people here that just love the technology, that passionate, and in a way, having this event again and seeing 1,000 people and 300 people go through boot camp and certification. It's just it's a real the fulfillment of Cassandra is back. The passion, the enthusiasm, the excitement. And everybody wants to share that. It's kind of, it's been a long time coming. We've been out for a couple of years, but now everybody's talking again. Everybody's talking about the roadmap, 4.0, Constellation, and the new DataStax products. So it's been really exciting, and we have a lot of customers here from EMEA as well. So that's been really great to show off the product and have them integrate and chat with some of the product leads and things like that for DataStax and for Patrick Cassandra too.
Oh
No,
yeah,
absolutely. I think from my perspective, I think I really feel when I walk around and I hear people talking, and I really hear things like, "Oh, my main problem is figuring out what to go next," because there is so much going on. Like it's really great to hear that.
Yeah, and actually, there's so many tracks.
So many tracks.
Six tracks.
If anything,
all of them are interesting.
exactly,
It is the
making a
hardest
decision.
thing.
That is
the
hard.
hardest thing is figuring out which to go to.
Yeah.
I'm totally like that. I don't know which one to pick. Maybe last question about the keynotes. So you said we announced, DataStax announced a lot of things.
Yep.
The constellation, the graph, and we also get a bit of nuggets about Cassandra 4.0 with the chairman.
Yep.
So did you want to comment something about the keynotes? One today or yesterday?
So for me, both days were really interesting. I think yesterday's keynote was more the opening statement and the vision where we want to go, where we want to take DSE, but also where we see Cassandra going as well, and how we can do that journey together, which was really great. And then today was a bit more about what is actually happening concretely. So that, I think, set everyone thinking. And I was personally really happy to be part of this kind of, because hearing what is coming up in Cassandra, which is an incredible technology and it's a game-changing technology. So Apache Cassandra is something else, really. And then you go and think, how can we make things easier for people who want to use Cassandra and want to use DSE? And that has been really
very well
extremely.
received.
I think so. Yeah, I think even just stepping back to Monday when Tuesday, time zones, when we had the bootcamp.
Yep.
And we had over 300 people. Was it?
Yes, about 300 in the same room doing Cassandra training for
Exactly.
a day.
And they spun up. So they used Constellation. They took Constellation for a test drive at the start, and they managed all of them spin up a cluster really quickly and really faultlessly. And it's like, this is a product that is just coming out of the door now, and look at that. So it was very impressive from my point of view.
Yeah, thank you. We got very good feedback about the bootcamp.
Yeah.
And now the same folks just do the Cassandra certifications yesterday and today.
Okay, cool.
And we get pretty good rate of success so far. Yeah. So you will see all those folks with a badge telling that they succeed the exam.
Good to know.
So
That's really nice.
that's funny. Well, thanks you very much to have been with us, to travel up to the USA just to be with us.
And good luck in your talking about.
Oh, don't tell me that. I will do a laptop as well in a couple of minutes. So see you next time. Bye.
Bye.